first thing I would say is when Paul speaks about animal in McClure, we should remember that anima, the word for soul, also related to our word animal, uh, is the Latin way of translating psyche, psyche, soul. Um, these are all breath metaphors. The ancients spoke of the Anima Mundi, the soul of the world, the great universal breath that is growling. And you see that also in a Buddhist context in the flower Garland Froth. I think it's a really magnificent poem, both breathing new life, yet at the same time having all sorts of vowels that we'd recognize from the tradition that allow Michael to deploy now and here in his breathing, speaking, the tradition. So not the tradition as sedimented words that mean something, we decide to believe them or not believe them, but to really, how shall we say, breathe the anima mundi of poetic thought. And the title itself, Flower, Garland, Froth, that's a reference or an allusion to the Abhidhamsaka Sutra, the Flower Garland Sutra. And remember, the teaching of YN Buddhism is a deep teaching of dynamic interconnectedness. We hear that in Indra's net. Each moment and each place, each here and now is a node on the net, reflecting the whole net from its own place. So each thing is both singular yet interconnected. Or as Michael says in the poem, all in one in all. That's how Michael McClure puts it in the poem. And then the foam, of course, the bubble, that's an allusion to two things, I think. One, the Diamond Sutra, most obviously, as an image of all things, of being itself, as formed air, if you will, is what a bubble is. Almost a formed breath. That's what the vowels and consonants were, even in the Kabbalistic. Like a forming breath with vowels that allow the consonants to also hear the breath itself is all forms, but no form in particular. And then, of course, the poem is for Zenshin, Philip Whalen, and a reference also to a Philip Whalen poem. I think it's the poem Mahayana. Soap cleans itself the way ice does. Both disappear in the process. The questions of whence and whither have no validity here. Mud is a mixture of earth and water. Imagine water as a heavenly element, or we might say here the breath element. Samsara and nirvana are one. Fare thee well. How very delightful to see you here again. A really great poem. And of course, Michael breathes that into, and I love the phrase that he uses, these bubbles, everything big and small, the universe in the 10 directions, solid, nothing. That's the thought. That's a word. A word is, the universe is speaking itself, but not because it's trying to communicate a message beyond itself. The message of the universe is that the universe is what it is, now and here in this great complex net that we try to, if you will, breathe poetically. Everything smiling, Michael says.